Hey everyone, it is Havo High here bringing another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. We're doing an overview update of the current status of LRs and where they stand today, along with what might be coming in the future. So with all the LRs being introduced right now, I felt like this was a perfect time to do this overview. So with that, if you are new to my channel, of course, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff, and always a shout out to DBZ Space and the Dokkan Wiki for images provided. Let's start by talking about free-to-play LRs first. Let's do a quick history lesson, quick overview, going back in time here, and talk about the original 5 LRs. These were all free-to-play, and starting with the androids there, the original Friend Summon, the Prime Battle LR Goku. Props to anyone who did the OG Prime Battle with this whole Super Strike, with the limited teams that you can use. It was really difficult. So I remember how long it took and what it took to grind those 777 medals. So it's a lot easier today than it was before. You have the original World Tournament reward in LR Piccolo, the second Prime Battle unit in Frieza, and you might go, wait a minute, is LR Ginyu Force a part of the original free-to-play LRs? Yes, he was. On JP, they introduced Battlefield. That was basically filling out the rest of the type advantages there for free-to-play legendary rares. But of course, they scrapped Battlefield, and only very few people end up getting the LR Ginyu, and then Global got it way later. So that is the first 5 LRs that were free-to-play. Let's go ahead and move on to the next group. The next group, I think, started with LR Hercule with a Friend Summon. You had to spend all that Zenny. Then you had your second World Tournament LR reward in LR Tien and Chaozu. Then you had introduction of Super Battle Road. Then you had your second Battlefield reward. But really the unit that stands out here is the Legendary Election LR Vegeto Blue. This unit here changed the game for free-to-play players. It's still viable today. Many pay-to-play players use this unit here because it's so powerful, it's so strong. And if you haven't grinded for LR Vegeto Blue, get those Patara medals, get those Fierce Battle units, and get going. So definitely an amazing unit. The best one, probably, arguably, is one of the best ones still today. The next batch, you have the other Prime Battle, the next Prime Battle, Future Gohan. Then you had LR Ginyu Goku, which was the introduction of a full category team, a free-to-play category team that you can get to do Dokkan events, to do Prime Battle grinds, a lot of different things. So if you have not gotten the LR Ginyu Goku, definitely go and grind that out. It's a very valuable team to have in the Ginyu Force. Then you had the next SBR reward in the Goku. But then here's the badge of honor. 1000-day Goku. Many people want this unit, but you can't buy it. You can't just grind for it. You literally have to just log in every day for 1000 days, and it's really nice to have LR Spirit Bomb Goku on your mantle. I'm fortunate to have him on my main global, still working on my JP. And then also finally on this grouping here, you have the other Friend Summon LR in LR Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. So fast forward to what's going on now. Well, this grouping here, Global is just getting the LR Prime Battle Vegeta, so that's up next for Global. On JP, it's already been introduced. We have the LR Puar, just kidding, LR Puar and Yamcha, and then the 4-year anniversary has introduced us to LR Pan, which has the first active skill. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And then right now, the part 2, we end up getting the LR Oob that transforms into the Majub. And then coming up, we know the information that we are going to get a Goku and a Raleigh LR as well. That's free to play. So this is a full grouping. This is one screenshot, one page worth of information on not only the LRs, but in a sense where to get those LRs as well. Yeah, 20 LRs is what we have right now for free to play. It's pretty amazing. From starting at 5, now 4 years into this game, it's really free to play friendly now, in my opinion. There's a lot of different rewards, a lot of different units you can get. The question is, what's next? what's going to be the next free-to-play LR that they're going to give us? I think it's going to be SBR. If you look at kind of the patterns here, you have 3 Battlefield rewards there. You have 3 World Tournament. You have 4 Prime Battles. I think SBR definitely will be the next free-to-play LR that we are going to obtain. Now, free-to-play is kind of a loose word when it comes to SBR. I know it's difficult, but yeah, you don't have to summon for him. So let's go ahead and move on to the summonable LRs. Now, the summonable LRs, that's meaning that you have to get them off of a banner. Let's start with, and we're gonna do the same format, just kind of do a quick history lesson here. Let's talk about the OG 90. What I mean by OG 90, the 90 represents the leader skill for these LRs here, and that's their HP, attack, and defense at 90%. Now, that doesn't seem like much now because there's SSRs that have that leader skill, but back then 90% was huge. It was just coming out when the Neo Gods was coming out with 120, but the units in itself were incredible, the stats, everything there. So, but the crazy thing about these units were how hard they were to actually summon for them. Back in the day, the rates were 0.04% or something like that. It was just impossible to get. People were spending hundreds, thousands of dollars to try to get even one copy. Now it's just so easy to get them. So I wish I would have held out and not go deep in some of these LR banners, or just the Rising Carnival or the Rising Dragon and all those banners that they ended up having for the low rates. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next grouping of summonable LRs, and that's what I call the Neo 100. 100, once again, meaning the HP, attack, and defense as 100%, but for its particular type advantage and class advantage. Now, the Neo 100 was, in a sense, a mirror copy of the OG 90. You can see here, like Majin Vegeta was Extreme AGL, and then they created a Super AGL in Trunks and Goten. Then you had LR Rosmasu Extreme, and then LR 3Ku Super, Gohan was Super, Bojack was Extreme, etc., etc. Now, it did all work out. It mirrored until actually Trunks, and it really wasn't Cell that came out first. It was Bardock. You might go, hey, you're missing one. That's right. I didn't miss it. It's just a different discussion here, because at that point in time when Bardock came out, the mirroring was correct. The opposite of each. But then it was Super and Super Physical, and I was going, oh, wait a minute. Looks like they might actually end up bringing out the rest of the type advantages and class advantages there with Super and Extreme. So 4 more LRs in the Neo 100, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It looked like Bardock was just the outlier, because 100% leader skill right now is pretty outside of the meta. It's not really viable anymore. But who knows? Dokkan might throw a curveball at us, but I think the Neo 100s are done at this point in time. Now let's go ahead and move on to the units the LRs that actually broke the game. Starting with LR Super Vegeto and LR Super Gogeta, category 170%. The 3-year anniversary came out, and these units dropped, and everybody just went crazy because they were just so OP. We were just getting introduced to 150% category leads, which were incredible in itself, but man, nothing prepared us for those 2 units. And then LR Freeku came out in the 250 million celebration, and now today we're at with the 4-year anniversary with LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. Now that also filled out nicely with all the type advantages, but there is another outlier, and just introduced is LR Gopunks. So that one here is a trio, so it looks kind of different here with the category 170s, right? It's and 170 meaning not all the way across the board. It's 170 focused on the attack, so the category 170 attack. Some of these actually have more, like LR Freeku 177, and some of them's across the board, like LR Gopunks there 170 across the board. But what I also found it strange is it did have either a duo or a trio, so I think maybe Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta might be a grouping in it itself, and I'll talk about that in a little bit later in the video. So let's go ahead and finalize the last grouping of summonable LRs, and that's the category 130, 130 across the board for LR Trunks and Mai, that was introduced just recently on Global, and then in the 4-year anniversary part 2, the LR Super Baby was just introduced on JP, leaving us with 3 empty slots that needs to get filled, this Tech, Int, and Physical. So the question here is, what do you guys think? What do you guys think is going to be the next units that are going to fall into category 130, which I think it's going to be a shoo-in that these units are going to fill these this part up here. So it seems like, you know, LRs are now becoming the new SSRs, and you know, evidence show with, you know, a dual featured LR banner in LR Go Punks and Super Baby. They're really pushing these LRs out. So so what I think is they're going to look into the legendary election. I think a lot of people feel the same way, and this is the legendary election back in the day, and they filled out a lot of these characters already. So what they're missing is Zamasu, Golden Frieza, Ultimate Gohan, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, Kid Buu, Master Roshi, Goku and Krillin, and then Demon King Piccolo. I think in the middle, those 3 in the middle are going to be the next that go into the category 130, and that's Zamasu, Golden Frieza, and Ultimate Gohan. The reason why I think that they're going to have extra villain is we just really need a lot more extreme units, and I think those 2 will be the next one that comes out. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it'll be someone different, not on the list, or basically they are going to finish out this list here? So right here, once again, one snapshot, one page of all the summonable LRs, the OG 90, the Neo 100, category 170. You can call those also Celebration 170 because they're all part of the celebration. And then category 130s. Include this with the free-to-play LRs, 20, and then you have 19 here. That's 39 LRs. Man, it was just felt like just not too long ago when they were just introducing these 5 right here as LRs and the units that ended up changing the games. But now look at all these here. So the question now is, where do we go from here? What's the speculation? What do I think? Well, I think what they might do here is, what I'm hoping is they need to Extreme Z Awaken the original 5 free-to-play LRs. They're not viable. Well, I guess you can. They're usable, but not overly viable anymore. Yes, you can use, you know, LR Goku on a Goku's lineage team. You can use Frieza on a most malevolent team, androids and android category. But that Piccolo and the Ginyu, they're worthless. They need an upgrade. I know people want to do the demigods. I know Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken needs some help. But I think the next step would be good for new players, because why would they even grind for these units here when they're not at all viable? I think bumping these guys up to level 170, give them maybe a percentage increase or extra flat damage increase or extra buff there would be just totally beneficial, would entice new players to actually get these units if you don't have them already. What's the point of getting these units if you're brand new to the game and you can't really even use them? So the other thing, like I mentioned before, is the kind of the outlying look of the Celebration 170s or the Category 170s and Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. There were duos all there, and these guys were singulars. I think they might maybe just make a different grouping for active skills, maybe 170, maybe 180, 190 in leader skills there, which I think maybe Goku and then Vegeta is the beginnings of that. So the active skills is the future of Dokkan. So they might end up actually having a not super tech, but tech, int, and a physical unit be dropping in that spots there, which in a sense leaves the opening to those other 2 spots in the category 170 for some more duos. Gogeta Blue, things of that nature, maybe. Okay, so Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, that I thought we were gonna get in 4-year anniversary. But anyway, hopefully this video gave you a little bit more understanding, some clarity on what's going on with LRs, gave you a snapshot of where we were and where we are today. And anyway, hopefully if you like my content, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Love to hear your thoughts, love to hear your guys' speculations and predictions. But with that, thank you guys for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time.